Yeah, respected professors, respected colleagues is okay. In both offline and online participants, and places to have the opportunity to introduce professor in the particular manner. He respected the professor in linguistics and Andhra University. Honorary professor of linguistics at Andhra University. Professor Nair has a wealth of experience in the field of linguistics and is one of the lecturer at Andhra University for 30 years. He has also served as the director of CAS in linguistics for 2 years, as well as professor at head of the Department of Linguistics at Mount University in the Republic of Sweden for 2 years. Professor Nair is fluent in Malayalam, Tamil, Kannada, Bengali, English, and has studied class in Malaysia, Singapore, Hong Kong, and the Secretary of Oman for academic pursuits. He has also served as an examiner of the Ministry Service. He is a member of the Young of Man and the Minister of Executive Committee of the Dravidian Linguistics Association and the Linguistics Society of India. In 2023, Professor Rajasekhar Nair was awarded the Dr. Bharman Rudder Endowment Award for his work on the dictionary and dictionary of Tamil Agricultural Model, region of the Dravidian district, by the Dravidian Linguistics Association of India and North India. He has presented papers in more than 120 national and international seminars and conferences, including the first Dravidian conference held in Germany in 1993. Professor Nair has joined us today to shed light on the topic of languages of Korean of time of Tamil and Malayalam. And now we welcome Professor Rajasekhar Nair. Your delegation, my God. The topic of my paper is the usage and coinage of dying verbs in Tamil and Malayalam in media. The title, I have used the word dying words, but it's not found anywhere. It is also a coinage. What a dying word means, all the languages will be using words to denote the death, which we call as a dying. Here I found lot of closeness as well as differences between Tamil and Malayalam to indicate the diverse. So I got only less number of days for the preparation of the paper. Professor Panikar is kind enough to send me a phone call to have a paper on any paper on conference in linguistics. Then I was just one day I was just I was thinking of what to do. Then I thought that a syntax paper or a semantics paper may not be sound now because as we have said yesterday, the lot of changes or developments are happening in more branches linguistics. So I had a practical problem. I have chosen the dying words. Here, Tamil and Malayalam I don't have a PPT now, and I request all the participants if you are interested, you can ask any questions in between. We need not wait for the end. In between, you can ask the suggestions and ask questions. Here, Tamil and Malayalam are closely related Dravidian languages. There are a number of differences among the Hindus, Muslims, and Christians on the rituals connected with death ceremony. The usage is employed to indicate death, termed as dying verbs here. Many terms are used to indicate death ceremony in Tamil and Malayalam. The usages employed are not permanent. New coinages are introduced and certain old terms are displaced. This paper attempts to explore the use of such terms in Tamil and Malayalam. This will unravel some mysteries.
So I collected data from my colleagues from Coimbatore. The Tamil terms I collected from Dr. Maheshwaran, Dr. Sundarbabu from Bharatiya University. They are Hindus. They have one supplied me the Hindu terms. Then Dr. Mubarak Ali from Namalai University is retired professor. He gave the data connect with the Muslim community and so Mr. Solomon from Coimbatore gave me the terms connected with the Christianity. And also I got the terms from dictionaries and also from other sources. As a whole, I thought that it is an interesting thing that since the Tamil and Malayalam are very closely related, we can find a lot of differences. Maybe because of ritualistic uh, conditions. The first I will give you some examples from the title I said, which is called in media. So here, by media, I mean the newspaper media as well as the electronic media. And also, when the depth is concerned, when we find the newspaper, it will be given as well as in Tamil as well as Malayalam, they said the Charama Arayko. Charama Arayko means that's letters of that's the notification. They will send it through the related reference. And what are the words, what are the terms they use for that? And is there any common, or is there any standardization already done, or is it necessary? Or these problems, and even before you or your sciences, how to relate into Tamil. The people of Hindu religious community make use of a number of terms to indicate the concept that there are differences among the elite and ordinary people. The terms are given to them. So the terms, when I say, when we can English, you can say that diet, the man diet, the woman diet, the woman diet, child diet. So like that, you can use the word diet. Whereas Tamil, Hindu Tamil people, they are more religious, they have different terms according to age, according to the uh, if it's a gender, there are differences. First one is in newspaper, we see are even spoken language and also written language. There are differences according to the use of these words. And as we know that among the Dravidian languages, Tamil is a diglosic language. Diglosic, in social linguistics, it is said that there is a lot of difference between the spoken language and written language. Written language, that means in the print media, we see a kind of language that we call it as a standard Tamil. Whereas in the spoken Tamil, there are a lot of differences. So when you, even sometimes the foreigners learn Tamil, they want to learn the spoken Tamil. When they learn the spoken Tamil, they will be happy to go to the villages for data collection of any kind. Some sociologists, psychologists, economists, people, they are with that language, with the knowledge of the spoken Tamil, they are ready to go for field. But they are big zero in the written Tamil. Because when they learn the written spoken Tamil, when they read the books, articles, papers, novels, drama, etc., the language is exactly different. So those foreigners who learn the Tamil language, that means spoken Tamil, will not be conversant in the books written Tamil. So that kind of, and those who learn in our Indian situation, other language people like Gujaratis, Marathis, Hindi people, they try to learn the standard Tamil. That means bookish Tamil, book print media Tamil. And when they learn it, the grammar also they learn it. But they will be a big zero when they go to villages. Villages, the Tamil is different total, that is a spoken Tamil. So words are unlike Malayalam. Malayalam is different because we can learn standard Malayalam and we can go to villages and can we can teach or we can learn spoken Malayalam and we can go to the written Malayalam also. The The difference between these two are very, very narrow. So it is easy for anybody who learns the spoken Malayalam can go to the written Malayalam. Similarly, those who learn written Malayalam can also go to spoken Malayalam. The difference is not much. Whereas this diglosic situation, the Tamil language is better. Here also, is there are many words used in Tamil by the ordinary people and also by elite. Then in the print media, either in the newspaper media as well as the electronic media, there are lot of differences. The question comes here is whether they have standardized it or due to modernization it has changed or conveniently they have done it. That's the thing. So in the course of time, I have collected data examples from different sources. And other than these informants, I have collected data from newspapers also. From there, you have to tell me whether already it is standardized. And we know that unlike the Malayalam situation, the Tamil people or Tamil Pandits or Tamil scholars are showing more interest to have all the terms in Tamil. They don't encourage Sanskrit in anywhere. They don't encourage English also, even in spoken language, but they prefer to have only the Tamil words. For that, the government of Tamil Nadu have, whatever may be the government has been spending so much of money to coin new Tamil words. But we have, in our languages, we use bus, college, cycle, lorry, train, etc. But these words they won't use at all. They have their own Tamil words, equivalents. And also, if some equivalent is not good, they're ready to change also. So one example I now remember when the computer, the equipment computer was introduced in Indian situation, we have in Malayalam, we use only the word computer. We write it Malayalam script. Even now it is so. I don't know there is any word for computer in Malayalam. Is there any word? Is there any Malayalam word for computer used now? No. As far as I know, there is no. Because we use the Malayalam script to write computer. But some years ago, maybe some 15 years ago, the machine was introduced 15 to 20 years ago. The machine was introduced in the Indian situation for study purposes. Tamil people were very alert. Eh? Ah, yes, yeah. They have avoided the word connectivity. Now, what you suggest is right. They have used the word connectivity. Connectivity, and people have been using it. People in writing also, they have been using the word connectivity. And later, after 4 5 years, the use of connectivity, some scholars felt that it is not meaning the word computer. And connectivity is equal to calculator. Connectivity is equal to calculator. Then they modified. Some scholars they modified as she was telling now. It is now made as Kanini. So in Tamil language, they will not use the word computer at all. Even in spoken language, they will not use it. Written, 100% no. So this is their way. Even this word Kanini is you can say found out or can say given by a Singapore Tamil scholar. His name is Na Swami, who was my friend, is no more now. His wife is from Canada. He was settled in Singapore. He only found out this word Kanini, which was accepted by the government. So this way, any word in English or Sanskrit, they don't like it in their Tamil language. Although the diagnostic situation is found, they are using only the Tamil word. Tamil word coming from Sanskrit also they don't use. Tamil word which is derived from Sanskrit they don't use. But in our conversations, normally if you are in a railway station, somebody is asking you in Malayalam, train at Rain upon will. And the answer may be another Malayali will answer it as one turn 10 minutes late. One turn 10 minutes late. Is it Malayalam or English? The other man understands it. One turn 10 minutes late. What's the meaning of that? One turn is the name of the train. Number one turn 10 minutes, 10 minutes. Late, Tamasa. So they don't use a Malayalam word. Simply, in a conversation, in a practical situation, in that context, you will only say one turn 10 minutes late. So here three English words are used as if these three words are Malayalam words. So this way we are practicing. We are used to say like that, but Tamil people may not. So here also, the death also, there are many such words, depending on the context, depending on the religion. Then there another variation is, as I said, about the poor and elite. Poor and elite means elite and ordinary people. Then also there are differences. And the discussions, you can also supply me your terms which you know, as she was just telling the Ganit. Okay, the first word I'm taking here is Iranda. Right, is a very common usage in Tamil. Iranda is a common usage. Iranda in newspaper or in electronic media, you can see our Iranda means he passed away. That's a word given normally. It's the standard Tamil. Our Iranda. Iranda Vittar is also used. What is actually Iranda Vittar? Iranda Tamil speakers may be here. I mean, how first time taking the Tamil terms, then I am going to the Malayalam. Now, if there are Tamil people, they can also supply me. Why some newspaper use Iranda, some used to say Iranda, Iranda Vittar. Why it is so? What? No, it's no passive at all. No, maybe to show more respect. So in Tamil also we say, Avan Erinar. Erinar means he claimed. Avan Eri Vittar. Eri Vittar is possible. That's also not possible. Fantastic. Eri Vittar means he has accomplished one work which was not possible for others. Vittar, his ability shows his ability. But here, no ability. Eranda Vittar is also used in newspapers to indicate the respect towards the dead. So that is also possible. In the letter informing the death of a person, usually the term Kalamana right is used. The usage Sarta right is also used in conversation between two terms. So as I said, there will be many words, many terms are used, many terms are coined also. Here, Kalamanar is used, is a standard term. And also to indicate to the respect, also somebody says yes, my Nagapanar Kalamana, with the respect, right? My father, right? And also someone will say our Sattar, is it correct or not? Our Sattar, Sattar Chatu, Chatu. And this respect to the person who died, and also for the speaker. Speaker, why he says Sattar? If I like him, I will say Kalma. But I don't like him now, then I will say Sattar. That shows that is uh, uh, like this usage reflects the ill feeling of the speaker. Ill feeling of the speaker means uh, I don't like him. I don't want to respect him. Sattar. So that is used commonly in the spoken language. Then you say that on the Thirudan Sattar. What's the meaning of on the Thirudan Sattar means that thief died. Thirudan Sattar, Thirudan Irandar. Will you say this collocation? Thirudan Irandar, meaning same.
This phrase, Thirudan Irandar means died. Will you say Thirudan Irandar? You don't. Normally we don't. Because in a society of any kind, you don't give any respect to a thief. So such a case, you will not say Thirudan Irandar. Thirudan Irandu Vittar. You will not say. And no Tamil person will also say that. Thirudan Sattan. Or Sattar. Thirudan Sattar. They used to say. What is actually this? Sattar means or indicate honorifics. Means respect. There actually no respect should be given to a person, a thief. But still in the verb, they use Sattar. Thirudan Sattar. நேற்று yesterday அந்த திருடன் வந்துட்டு இருந்த திருடன் செத்தார். Satar means right. The R indicates the honor fix, that means respect. But also you can say on the Tirudan Satar. There that is actually correct. Correct in the sense that the normal sense we don't respect a thief, and R indicates no respect, no honor fix. Avan Satar, Avan Satar, Tirudan Satar, Avan Satar is a normal. Satar is also employed where the R indicates the respect. So this is possible. Uh, yeah, is possible. Whereas அந்த நல்ல மனிதன் செத்தான். Can we say any Tamil person will accept this? அந்த நல்ல மனிதன் செத்தான். I don't know, Dr. Umaraj. Can you say அந்த நல்ல மனிதன் செத்தான்? No. அந்த நல்ல மனிதன் செத்தான் not possible because நல்ல மனிதன் means good person. அந்த நல்ல மனிதன் செத்தான் is not possible. Setan now is a derogatory expression. So நல்ல மனுஷன் good one, you won't use it. நல்ல மனுஷன் செத்தான் is not possible. But grammatically, this is possible, but it is not acceptable. So grammatically possible, but it is not acceptable. Consider the following usages like there are these are coined to reflect the subsets among the Hindus. No, when we say as a broadly, we can say Hindus, Hindu Tamils, broad, it's a broad term. No, they have different subsects, sect. So under that one, you have Vaishnavites, you have Shaivite, and you have also non-believers. Non-believers means atheist also. So here, accordingly, the informants who have supplied me these informations, they said that a Tamil sentence, Shivaloga Prapti Adainda. Shivaloga Prapti Adainda is a term used by some Tamil Hindu sect. Which sect? Shivaloga Prapti Adainda. Shivaloga means Shivan. Then who will say that one? Which community? Which group? Shaivites. Shivan group. Shaivites will use the term Shivaloga Prapti Adainda. When they give an information in the newspaper, they will give like this. என்னோட தகப்பனார் நேற்று காலை 10 மணிக்கு சிவலோக பிராப்தி அடைந்தார். So from this word, we will be able to know that that group belongs to Shaivite group. Only from this, we come to know that they belong to the Shaivite group of Hinduism or Hindu community, Hindu religion. And also, Kailaya Prapti Adainda. Another term they use this Kailaya Prapti Adainda. What is actually Kailaya? Kailasam. Not heaven. Kailasam. Kailasam is another holy place. Lord Shiva's Kailasam is Lord Shiva's place. So these two terms are used by Shaivites. These two terms are used by Shaivites. And I don't know whether it is a dialectal variation or a common thing. No, because both the words are used by Shaivite. Then coming to the another term, Vaigunda Prapti Adanga. Vaigunda Prapti Adanga. Vishnu, Vaishnavite. Vaishnavite will say Vaikunta Pratyadinga. Vaikunta Pratyadinga. So if you see such a news item in a newspaper, you will come to know that the person who died belongs to the Vaishnavite sector, Vaishnavite group. So only one word is enough to indicate. The vice versa is not possible. Vaishnavites will say only that way. Shaivites will say only this way. So this is common in Tamil Nadu. And these terms are male this Vaikunta Prapti Adandar indicates both male and masculine and feminine. Both are possible. Another term is also employed by the people of this Hindu religion is Iyarkai Eidanar. Iyarkai Eidanar. I think you can guess now. Iyarkai Eidanar is a term used by the Hindu, Tamil Hindu people. Which is sect? Iyarkai Eidanar. Even Malayalis can also guess. Iyarkai means what? Nature. Iyarkai, in Tamil, Iyarkai means nature. Iyarkai Eidanar. Who will say? Which sect? No, those who are not believing Shiva or those who are not believing Vishnu. Who? Huh? Not tribes. Tribes are Hindus. Mostly tribes are Hindus. They are atheist. Nirishwaravadigal. Nirishwaravadigal, they will not use the Vaishnava word or Shiva word. They will say Iyarkai. Iyarkai means nature. So entered into the nature. That's all. Iyarkai Eidana. So this seems to be very peculiar, right? So if you see the same word in a newspaper item or any kind of a print media, you can immediately you get the idea that the speaker is a non-believer of, although he calls himself a Hindu, he is a non-believer of gods. He will say here, here, you just think over when we come to the Malayalam section, you just supply me some words. So all the people among these subsets use Paranoga Prapti Adanda. So these three groups, either Shaivites, Vaishnavites, or atheists, there is a common term also. Paraloga Prapti Adanda. It's a common. Paraloga means not this, eternal one. Paraloga Prapti Adanda is a term used by all the three groups. So from this word, we cannot find out who is using it. It's a common term used by all the three sects. If a saint dies, it is indicated as Jiva Samadhi Ananda. Saint, sannyasi. If a sannyasi dies, the life goes out of him. It is indicated as Jiva Samadhi Ananda. Jiva Samadhi Ananda. Or Samadhi Ananda. So both the terms are used in this respect. Jiva Samadhi means life. Jiva Samadhi Adhikar or Samadhi Adhikar, both are possible. The usage Kalamana. So in such case, media known figure means some celebrities, you can say minister, president, something like that. Or you can say governor. Then only Kalamana means media known figure. Media known figure means even a cinema star dies, they will say only Kalamana. If a child dies, then there is a peculiarity in Tamil language. If the child dies, Kudandai irandadu. So there they would use Kalamana or any other word. Kudandai irandadu. Irandadu, the last adu is a neutral. We are not irandan, irandai. Irandadu is a neutral. Since it is child, the term will be neutral gender. Neutral gender. Kudandai irandadu. Then where the neutral gender is used. Kudandai maranam adaindadu is also used. Somebody says that the child was treated in a hospital for 20 days, but nothing happened. There was no improvement. Finally, Maranam is a word they are also using. In Malayalam, we use the word Maranam, means death. They also use it certain uh, contexts like this. Kuzhandai Maranam Adaindadu. Adaindadu means, and also the coinage, Iyarkai, yeah, Iyarkail Kalandar is uttered by atheist. Iyarkai, sorry. Yeah, in case of this Kuzhandai Maranam Adaindadu, if the atheist says, he will say, Iyarkail Kalandar. Here also same thing. Earlier also we have seen one word, Iyarkai Eidina, by atheist. They also say Iyarkail Kalandar. Kalandar means mixed or immersed in nature. That's also said by atheist. Then coming to the Muslim, no, there are many more. In course of time, we'll come to that one. Muslim, they are not celebrating the so celebration in the sense that Hindu community generally will have now any sect, whatever may be the sect, there are many rituals. In tribal people, if you go to Wayanad, you can see that there are a lot of 7 or 8 tribal groups are there. Kurmar, Paniyar, uh, Kasaba, etc. They have more rituals in the death ceremonies. Death ceremony and puberty ceremony are more celebrated there among the tribal people, more. But we don't have. Similarly here, not similarly. The other way here in Muslim community in Tamil Nadu, the death is not celebrated. Celebrated means what? No, in our societies here or anywhere, if somebody dies in Gulf country, the body will reach here after 4 days or 5 days, 6 days, 7 days, 8 days, 1 month. After 1 month. So all these days we will have so many rituals. And we will wait for the body to reach. And again, there will be many rituals too for cremation, etc. That way we do. So this way we celebrate, even in Hindu religion also. We will send invitations to relatives, friends, etc. We will inform them either through phone or through letters or through newspaper, media, etc. And 1 to 10, we have so many rituals. 10 to 16, we have rituals. 16 to I don't know, 30 or so. There are rituals. So we are celebrating the death of a person. So that is very common among the Hindus. But when Muslims are concerned, so I got the information or the data from, I said, Dr. Mubarak Ali, he's a linguist, he's a retired professor now, and he gave me that uh, in Tamil Nadu, both Tamil speaking and Urdu speaking Muslims are living. So he said that somebody asks the people, what's your mother tongue? They will say Tamil. Tamil. But there are Hindu speaking Muslims and also Urdu speaking Muslims. The Tamil speaking Muslims also mix Urdu words in their day to day conversation. Now, as we have been mixing English words in our day to day conversation, these Muslim Tamils settled in Tamil Nadu, they will be mixing Urdu words. The phenomenon is reflected in the use of words to indicate the concept of death. The term mouth is a uh, mouth is a Urdu word, and it is also used in Parsi, in Hindi, etc. Mouth. They will not say Randar, etc. They will say mouth anar. Anar is a Tamil word. Happened. Mouth means death is a noun. Mouth anar. You can say ex Muhammad. Mouth anar. Muhammad. Mouth anar. Muhammad. Right. So the combination is only mouth anar. This is for male and female. For male and female, they use the same word. Here the Urdu word mouth is used. Anar happen is a Tamil term. So I said that these people will be mixing Urdu as well as Tamil. An Urdu person will tell another Urdu person as uh, gusar gaye or maut hua. A Urdu person will tell another Urdu person. Some that happens in their family. That Urdu person will tell the other Urdu person as gusar gaye or maut hua. Dr. Shanavas, will you agree to this? Yes. Yes. No, you see, I was not very, when I was getting this data from Dr. Mubarak Ali, I was wondering, I was again and again asked through on board, I said, will you say Gusar Gaye? No, Gusar Gaye means നടന്നു വിട്ടാർ നടന്നു കഴിഞ്ഞു മാറിക്കഴിഞ്ഞു disappear ആയി അങ്ങനെയുള്ള അങ്ങനെ that kind of a meaning you will get. But it's a Persian word, right? It's a Persian word, and it came to Urdu, then it came to this Tamil, Usar Gaye. No, the word, the Hindi word Gaye, uh, they say that is the phrase they have been using it. Usar Gaye, Usar Gaye. If it is without respect, Usar Gaya is also used. But normally it is whether male or female, it is Usar Gaye. Maut Hua is also there. Maut Hua means Maranam Sambhavichu. Maut Hua, Maranam Sambhavichu. So both these words are used by the Urdu people, and they will not send intimations through print media, relatives, etc., either by phone or nearby, but the dead body should be sent to Kapradakam at the earliest. The place where the body is kept will be called as a Kabristan by these people. Kabristan. Kabristan means cemetery. Cemetery. So, like, even these Tamil people, Tamil Muslim people, they say like this. So, these are some of the examples which I have got from the Muslim community, and they are telling that they are not giving much importance for the burial. So burial, but not much importance. So probably a person dies within hours. Within hours, how many? Uh, uh, actually means hours. No hours. So that is even now it is maintained. But I have uh, an example for this. I was working in the Republic of Yemen for 2 years. Some few years ago, where Dr. Ravi Shankar was there, one of my colleagues at that time, he belongs to the mathematics department. His father was treated in a hospital in, now all the people are Muslim people, uh, treated in the headquarters, a place called Mukalla. That is about 100 kilometers, maybe 100 kilometers from my place. And that old person was treated in a hospital. And after 10 days and 12 days, he died. He died in the hospital. And normally, what we do, if somebody dies in Cochin, the body will be brought here. If somebody dies in Dubai, the body will be brought here. But there, what they did was, within 2 hours, that body was buried in the same place. Same place means the same area. Then after 2 days or 1 day or 2 days, that my colleague came back. I asked him what happened, etc. He was telling that this is our custom. Even his brothers and sisters are staying near my place. Means the sons and other sons and daughters of the same deceased man, the man who died, is also there. Maybe about 100 kilometers away. But not they were not informed, I don't know. They have not gone there. So when the person dies, immediately he said that there is no time for it. Within 2 3 hours, buried. So that happens. Here also. Go to the burial ground. Oh, burial ground. Okay. Mm. Okay. So, disposed. Yes, yes, yes. So that is done in a consistent way. Yes, yes. So because of this, actually the terms are also very less. Either they say mouth anar, mouth kova, gasar gaye, oh sorry, gusar gaye. So these are a few words they are used to indicate the concept. That's all. So they don't have much things. As I said, the death is not celebrated among the Tamil Muslim community. So, okay, now coming to the Christians, Tamil Muslims, the Tamil uh, Christians, now as we know that they are also religious, they are different sects. They have been using different ways of informing people when somebody dies. Normally, the church is the main area where if somebody dies in a house, it should be intimated to the concerned church immediately. The church priest will in turn send the message to their group. That's how. That's what is happening now. Nowadays, in each church, whatever may be their, uh, you can say the link in the sense, the group of, you can say, Protestant this way that whatever may be them, they have different WhatsApp groups. WhatsApp groups. So the priest will send the message to the WhatsApp. So by seeing that WhatsApp group, the believers should assemble in the church or the graveyard or the burial service place or burial ground. This is what has happened. So usually the priest is the main person to inform the death of the person concerned in the Christianity. They are also informed. That informant, his name is Mr. Solomon. He actually he helped me with his WhatsApp messages. He showed me messages. He sent me in my mail, in my WhatsApp, about 10 or 12 messages sent by different priests. So I will just go through that one. I will read out the Tamil as well as the gloss, that English translation. While you kind of uniform it. And this I was just to tell me whether this kind of uniformity is just like we said, Kanipuri later became Kanini, standardized. Likewise, is there any standardization done by the priest, or simply it is a thing which is going here and there? So I just read out the in the WhatsApp message, the title will be Irangal Seidi. Irangal Seidi is the title. Just like as we do Charama Arintu. Charama Arintu means death intimation. Likewise, it is only Irangal Seidi is a condolence notification. Condolence notification. So I will leaving some part. No, that will be about some 10 lines, 15 lines. The intimation will be there. Intimation is meant for the believers. Believers are the members of that church to come and react. So it says Thiru Eshudasan, No, these are recently held. Recently means the month of either February or March. This month, recent. So I'm interested to know the languages which they use or the words which they use, whether there are new coinages or how is the usage. They said that Thiru Yeshudasan, വയത് 59 അവர்கள் இந்த 1/3/2024 கர்த்தருக்குள் நித்திரையடைந்து விட்டார்கள் என்பதை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். குடியாமுத்தூர் கல்லறை தோட்டத்தில் அடக்கம் நடைபெறும். So the meaning is, it is informed that Mr. Yeshudasan, aged 59, passed away today, 1/3/2024. Burial will be held later in Kunyamuthur graveyard. This is information if I give in English. But the statement says that, as we are explaining about the Shaivite and the Vaishnavite, here they are using the word கர்த்தருக்குள் நித்திரை அடைந்து விட்டார்கள். கர்த்தருக்குள், inside the கர்த்தாവ്, கர்த்தாவில் നിദ്ര പ്രാപിച്ചു, കർത്താവിൽ നിദ്ര പ്രാപിച്ചു എന്ന വിവരം അറിയിച്ചു കൊള്ളുന്നു. This is the information given. So the word they have been using it, கர்த்தருக்குள் திரை அடைந்து விட்டார்கள் என்பதை தெரிவித்துள்ளார். So this usage is found only in that message, but this is not used in the spoken language. The spoken language இருந்து விட்டார் காலமானார், like that one. என்னோட தகப்பனார் காலமானார். But church means the priest. Between the priest and the mothers, this word is used always. And another term is கல்லறை தோட்டத்தில் அடக்கம் நடைபெறும். கல்லறை தோட்டம் means graveyard. Here also I found a peculiar way. The term கல்லறை தோட்டம் is nothing but graveyard. Tottam means garden. But this is used by the, so to say, people who are in the upper class, so to say, upper class people, Christians. But others will say, Kallara Kolleil Kallara Kolleil Kollei means ordinary land. So here there are two terms. The priest will only give this way, Kallara Tottam, graveyard. Tottam is garden. So for him, the old person will be laid down in a garden, Kallara Tottam. But for the ordinary, very ordinary poor people, it is only Kallara. They say as a Kollei, Kallara Kollei. In spoken language, normally they use a Kallara Kollei, normally Kallara Kollei, because maybe because when somebody dies, if it's taken to the burial ground, normally the Hindu culture, the women are not allowed to go near that. Christians also, the very children are not allowed to go there. So there is some kind of a truth list there. There may be the reason that it is a Kallara Kollei. കല്ലറയിൽ അടക്കം ചെയ്തു, കല്ലറയിൽ അടക്കം ചെയ്തു, our system. But their system is കല്ലറ തോട്ടത്തിൽ അടക്കം നടക്കും. തോട്ടം
Actually, the graveyard is a part of the structure for the religious churches. Not all churches may not contain the structure of a graveyard. The graveyard is translated as contain totem. At the same time, Kollei means a matter of a house.
Normally.
But of course, India must not they may not have a graveyard.
Yes.
So they may arranged with particular service. Maybe a family or the customer product. In that case, that for maybe at least those stories use one day. Even major private property.
Yes, sir. Because yes.
So
Service, yes, yes.
പക്ഷേ ഇവിടെ ഇങ്ങനെ മലയാള ഇവിടെ
Ah,
കുടുംബകലകളെ ചെയ്യുന്നതാണ്
ah, ah, ah. Mhm.
ഈ കോമൺ
That cholera, so in Christians also, Kudumba cholera means I saw in Paris, there is a very big area where each family they buy land. They buy land. Buy land, but one body will be there beneath about next. Okay, there will be 4 or 5 there, but after some years, the last one will be removed and the other will be remaining there. Like that, they are keeping. That actually they call as a family cholera. Okay. Seri. Now here, this Rangal Sedi, that control notification, most I have given here about 7 or 8. All the places that priest was given only in the Kartaral Kul, Vedre and the Vitar. It's a but only one word. It's a standard word which he thinks that is a standard word. He has been using this one. All the examples which I have, there is no change at all. Sir, in written it is there. Kartavan Nadira Prabhuchu in written. Correct. But among relatives and the among relatives. But like this is ഇല്ല അത് മലയാളത്തിലല്ലേ ഉള്ളൂ ആ വാക്ക് പറഞ്ഞു ഞാനിപ്പോ കൺസേൺ ഇറുതി ചടങ്ങ് അതാണ് ഇറുതി ഇല്ലല്ല ഇല്ലല്ല that's right. He's right. Irudi Chadanga means Irudi means end, last rites. Irudi Chadanga means last rite. That's the word they are using it. Okay. Now coming to the English messages. Mostly they will be most of the churches they send this message in Tamil, but there are churches where they send in English also. There also I have some few examples. I'll just read out. You find, you just see what is actually difference. Mr. Edler, age 60 years, passed away yesterday, 11/12/2023 at 1 p.m. This is one message. Second message is Advocate Prema Karnagaran, age 72, passed away at around 11:30 a.m. The Prema Karnagaran is female. Female. Third is Mrs. Linda Manohara, age 72, passed away yesterday evening, 13 to 2024 at around 1:50 a.m. Fourth is Mrs. Cecilia Robert, 92 years, passed away yesterday, 17th January 2024 at around 5 p.m. So I have given you now four examples which was taken from the WhatsApp group very recently, last month and months before, etc. What is common here in the English message? Positive, positive. No, he said, my question, I asked that person who gave me the information. I asked him if a churchman, a priest, if he is giving only like this, X passed away means X passed away or Y passed away means male passed away, female passed away. Both are only one coinage, passed away. And you see, this is actually a uh, newspaper language. This is not a church language. No, church has a language, temple has a language, or religious group, they have different type of languages which they have been using it for years. But here, in all the places, I have chosen only four, but there are many. All the places the word passed away is used by the priest. It's a journalistic usage. So when you go to when you read a newspaper, it will be there, X passed away. It's a journalistic language, not a church language. And only then he opened his eyes. He was telling, okay, sir, what you tell is right. Next Sunday, when I go to the church, I will inform the same thing to the priest. Priest. And he suggested me, and he informed me that this is a wrong kind of information sent by the priest. Information in the sense that usage. They have in Bible, there's a coinage like reached heavenly abode. Reached souls X. Reached heavenly abode. It's a term used in the Bible. കർത്തർക്കുൾ നിദ്രയടയ്ந்தாർ. Tamil they are giving. കർത്താവിൽ നിദ്ര പ്രാപിച്ചു. They are giving. Church they are giving in Tamil or in Malayalam. Whereas English there is a past. Past away is nothing but a journalistic language. That I told you, a priest should not do like this. Since there is a biblical usage like reach heavenly abode, then you have to use that one. Then he was happy. He said, yes, definitely I will inform the priest. So, hmm.
That which was taught them by their missionaries who are the ones saying it to you. So it is not a secular word. Pastor is the word in traditionally by an English people or descendant. And heavenly abode is another word which is uttered in a close context.
So which will, okay, uh, which will be more acceptable in the context of a church?
So it is not a question of reflection or something.
Suppose it's reach the heavenly abode. It will be something.
No, heavenly abode is only a meaningful
The Indian context. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Only in, okay. You are, see, uh, that will be, there will be people, or the people gathered will be other people also. But the person who died is a Christian. But here you see, not simultaneously used. Here, this church, they are sending the messages only positive. All, no, okay, I'll take another 10 minutes or so. So just we'll go to the Malayalam version. Hindu Malayalis used to send printed cards with the title Jeremiah death intimation to the relatives and friends. The terms uh, are right, like what are the words? We see Niryadanayi, Niryadanayi, Niryadayayi are commonly used. Niryadanayi, Niryadayayi are commonly used. Female means Niryadaayi. Niryadanayi is a for male. So these two terms are used by the Hindus uh, to in the letters. I mean death intimation letters. Sometimes the terms Divangadanayi, Divangadayayi is also possible. So these are the two terms used in print media. Divangadanayi, Divangadayayi are also used. List of Malayalam words. No, I have the collected a few words. No, no, I have some more examples. Sir, 10 minutes கிடைக்கும். சரி. No, when I was getting some examples from the death intimation from the newspapers, the print media, Malayalam Manorama has been using one full page, intimation every day under this scheme Adaranjali. Adaranjali. There will be around some 75 to 80 intimations. There are Christians, Hindus, and Muslims. And I have taken some examples like Sindhu Nair 52, Thorampuram, Ananda Sadanathil, Sindhu Nair, Andarichu. Andarichu. Then Ayushumma, Muslim, female, Andarichu. Then Nani, 94, Andarichu, female. George, Christian, Andarichu, male. Fatimatu Hasna, Fatimatu Hasna, 20, age is less than 20, female Muslim Andarichu. So I have taken about some 40, 45 examples from Malayalam Manorama of different dates, different dates. In all the places, whether it's a Christian or a Muslim or a Hindu, male, female, of any age, they have been adopting only one word Andarichu. Andarichu. And I was just wondering, there are verbs like Marichu, Andarichu, Divangadanai, etc. When we look at those words in grammatical terms, Andarichu may not have a present tense and a past tense. I don't think so. Andarikum is not possible. Andarikunu is not possible. Uh, Andarichu is only possible. Whereas the verb marichu, the past tense marichu, we can have nala marikum possible. Alipo mariക്കുന്നു is also possible in certain contexts. So only certain verbs, certain terms will have all the three tenses, whereas most of these such terms, the coinages, will not come under this one. They will have only the past tense marking. Only past tense marking. Okay, so I'm not reading out all these examples given here. my contention here is to inform you that in Manorama, they are using for any age. The last example which I have given here is Fatima Hasna, 20, that is female Muslim, Andarichu. Age is less, there also they are using Andarichu. Tamil we have seen Kudandai, Irandu Vittadu is a neutral gender. But here there is no such change because we don't have in Malayalam also. It is that only either is 20 years, 85 years, 94 years, 63 years, any age, male or female, any religion. The only word we use is Andarichu. So can you give any explanation for this? Why? Because we know that there are at least 20-25 terms used to indicate the death. Why Panorama has chosen the word Andariju to intimate. Yes. Huh? Yeah, actually, yeah, if you say standardized form, the journalists have standardized it, right? Andariju standardized form. But you can see that just to go through some more, only one place, I found only one place. No, I have been taking the examples from uh, Manorama of different dates. Only one occasion I found a difference. I just recently it came last month or so. It was like Shivalingeshwara Swamigal Avatar. Shivalingeshwara Swamigal Andarichu. Andarichu. Now, will you accept this? No, even if it is standardized or nowadays the hierarchy is not there. Hierarchy means top to bottom hierarchy, either financial or you can say Raja to Mandri to common man. This hierarchy is anyways uh, removed, etc., etc. But here, this sentence I was just worried. How would this happen in Manorama? Like that. Shivalingeshwara Swamigal Avatar and do you know who is this Shivaram Sri Shivalingeshwara Swamigal? He is the Swamigal, he is a priest, Hindu priest. He was he was from Coimbatore. He was the one who gave the symbol to the Prime Minister. That time we saw in newspapers and also this recently. But he is a Paka Hindu priest. When his death took place, they just he was ill for some days. He was hospitalized, and he died. But the intimation in Manorama states that unexcused. Whether no, no, no. I expect. Yeah, I expect some other term. No, because in Malayalam we have been using many different words. Now you say, now why you are not using Swamigal Chattu? You agree? We are not using it. Swamigal Chattu. No, no, yes, no. Chattu can be used for. You cannot say. No human being can be treated like this. It is not so. I say, Avalan Chatu. Apayan Chatu. I don't like it. Eh? Journalist, Samadhi, no, the convention, but this is not exactly Samadhi. this person, Yugadadra is something. No, because as I said earlier, now the hierarchy is not there. Hierarchy is not there. But still we believe or we are using words. But Jatu is a word. We are, ah, right, right. Kalam Chedu. Ah, yes, yes. Why you have it as sir, sir, I have yeah, Kalam. Right, right. Yes. That's what I'm telling you. No Roma, no Roma there. Ah, yes. Both are contradictory. You see. Yeah, that's right, that's right. Okay. Okay. So, while I am writing this paper, I have gone through a dictionary, Colonel L.B. Nayar's Malayalam Thesaurus, where he has given more than 25 to 30 terms used in Malayalam, different contexts. Means, like I will go through that one. He has been using മൺമറഞ്ഞു മരിച്ചു നിര്യാതനായി ചത്തു കാലഗതി പ്രാപിച്ചു മൃത്യു സംഭവിച്ചു so കാലഗതി പ്രാപിച്ചു this term this term will not be used now in those days the നാട് നീങ്ങി കാലം ചെയ്തു അന്തരിച്ചു ശരമം നിര്യാണം സ്വർഗാരോഹണം സ്വർഗാരോഹണം ചെയ്തു മരിപ്പ് പ്രാണത്യാഗം ജീവഹാനി പ്രാണപ്രയാണം ദേവലോകപ്രാപ്തി as used in Tamil നിര്യാതനായി പരേതനായി മൃത്യു വരിച്ചു ആകസ്മിക മരണം ശ്വാസം മുട്ടി മരണം അന്തരിക്കുക തീരുക കഴിയുക തീരുക കഴിയുക means these are not exactly these have only the connotational meaning. Tiruga means over. The connotational meaning will be died. And also same case with Kaliuga. Kaliuga means over, finished. My tea finished, Kalinu. But here Kaliuga, അവന്റെ കാലം കഴിഞ്ഞു means he died. അവൻ കാഞ്ഞു പോയി. No, that's also he's giving here. കാഞ്ഞു പോയി. നമുക്ക് no, for us, yes. ഇല്ല കാഞ്ഞു പോയി sir. കാഞ്ഞു പോയി means dried up. Dried up. That's the real meaning, lexical meaning. But now we are using, here in this context we are using, കാഞ്ഞു പോയി means died. So, not necessarily. So he said, തീപ്പെടുക, ദിവംഗനാകുക, പരലോകം പ്രാപിക്കുക, he's also കാഞ്ഞു പോവുക, നാട് നീങ്ങുക. Yes, even കാഞ്ഞു പോവുക is there. And also തെക്കോട്ട് യാത്രയാകുക. തെക്കോട്ട് എടുത്തു is also there. തെക്കോട്ട് യാത്രയാകുക means, തെക്കോ means towards south. But we used to say that see, there is a word siddhi kuduga. This siddhi kuduga. Swargam prapiക്കുക. So likewise, we have given more than 30 words in this Malayalam thesaurus. So, to conclude, I have by going through the examples or the terms which I have chosen now, I think that the newspapers predominantly make use of the term Andarichu in Malayalam, died, male and female, any religion to indicate natural death. Natural death only they say Andarichu. The unnatural or accidental death will be indicated by the term Marichu. Mainly, മരത്തിൽ നിന്ന് വീണു മരിച്ചു, സ്കൂട്ടർ ഇടിച്ചു മരിച്ചു, പാലം പണി നടക്കുമ്പോൾ മരിച്ചു, വീണു മരിച്ചു, തട്ടി മരിച്ചു, തൂങ്ങി മരിച്ചു. So, mostly the accidental or unnatural death will be indicated by the term marichu. Mostly. So, these are some of the, it is noted that the usage of Tamil and Malayalam are not strictly following any clear-cut norm. New terms are coined if needed, and certain terms are omitted in due course in both the languages. So, this is my conclusion. They are using, if it is not necessary, they are removing it, or those words are deleted, and new coinages are also coming into the field. Yes, thank you.
And most people, when they die, the usage is different from child expression rates and I mean, they know that there is meeting and they are practiced. Some different usages are.
Yes.
Typically, suppose somebody born Christianity, born Islam, they are practiced, but they have the same type of
That I don't got any examples so far. There may be there. So we will find it out. Additional. So they may have a different words. Yes.
But here, Kerala nowadays we don't have any clear cut institutional salaries, rates, etc. But even there, when we do not refer to the hyperinfluence, etc. Even when we say that, we only say we should do for what we are advanced, then we should do better. We have to have even that. That's why I said
Okay.
Even though what I mean is, me versus Shiva, me versus Vishnu. But when we get crosses, our concentration is only towards Vishnu. The Atma goes and benefit Vishnu and Vishnu over. And that is Shiva.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Even if people will say that we should make people say and decide that it's and somewhere they will say.
Okay, thank you. Any questions now? Yes. Ah,
That much respect from other people from Hindu country. So it's consistent in there. But I am asking you, the same system is there in South India? Is it in Tamil Nadu or in Kerala? People take that much respect from
what is that community? Okay, is it a Hindu community?
Yeah, it's Hindu and they belong, they have celebrities.
Savita. Okay, they have some words, peculiar words, specific words.
Yes.
So your question is whether others are no, you have to say because I don't know that Bengali and also the social situation. You have to find out whether the other community, Bengali community people use that or not, they adopt that or not. I don't know. Ah,
Yeah, there is to say 50 years, 60 years, and then 20 years here. 20 years is not even other he or she
hmm,
use,
hmm,
but even is 3 years old
hmm.
or 2 years old. And where the fact is you will not be able to be very good. You can compare it with and where
Yeah, sir. So I am comparing the
5 years or 3 years or 4 years.
uh,
And you are supposed to average.
Paravida.
I think so.
No, no, I did not get.
Years or 20 years is all right. Okay, years or 40 years. But when it comes to 300, whether the term I do or I will just very much.
But I did not get any example.
That is in future.
Ah, okay, 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 okay.
Because in 20 years, that's which is very clear. Not in that way, so, and you can continue to
No, sir, his question is that one community in Bengal uses that is Shaivite uses some term. Whether he is asking whether the other Bengali communities will adopt that one. Hmm.
that much respect.
Hmm.
But particularly service from community, service to the color service, they do not get that much respect from common people. So I am asking you, is it same in South India?
We don't have a distinction.
Tradition, that is cultural. You will spread record you will. But you don't have future studies. So, difference in that. Yes. They will also say books the money. They won't be that much necessary. In spoken language, in dialect, common people.
No, there also there is a hierarchy.
And we say particular, and then some what in villages you say how that very common thing ordinary people say. And my grandmother was always explaining about that relation there.
Oh, in such cases, there is no disrespect. Yes.
Such a distinction is not so common as far as about
Old generation. Okay. So any more questions now? Or can I wind it up? Thank you.
So I share separate informative as well as interesting topic on the research and coinage of dialogues in Malayalam and Tamil in media. He showed us how depth the meaning of the word meaning is. On behalf of ISDN, I extend our gratitude for presenting such a very interesting and informative lecture. Thank you. The next representative will be Professor Mr. Shanwas, in Department of Linguistics, University of Kerala. I, on behalf of ISDL, invite Shanwas for presenting his paper.
Respected professors, research scholars, and both offline and online participants, it is great pleasure on behalf of ISDR. I welcome Professor S.A. Shanavas, an eminent linguist who is with us. So he does not need any introduction, but let me say a few lines on him. Professor S.A. Shanavas is an eminent linguist and head of the Department of Linguistics, University of Kerala. His PhD thesis title is Structure of Computation Lexicon of Malayalam, the Center of English School of Language, Jawaharlal Nehru University. Later, he joined the Professor of Linguistics at University of Kerala, Karivatan campus. He specialized in computational linguistics and language technology. His main contribution are Master of Computation Linguistics PG program, Diploma in Translation Studies, Department of Hindi, Diploma in Translation Studies, Department of Arabic, etc. He guided more than 30 seminars of international, national, and regional ones, attended and presented papers. Workshops, symposium, table of talks are lot in number held at different parts of the country and abroad. His major paper publications and journals are Narrative Style of Quran, a linguistic approach in glimpses of the Holy Quran, a rule-based approach for root word identification in Malayalam language. Today, he will speak on the topic current trends in Malayalam linguistics. Now, let me invite Professor S.J. Shanawat, sir, to deliver his presentation. Welcome, sir.
Respected Professor Anchor sir, dear scholar, Ravishankar, Maharaj, my dear students, and the scholars on the offline and online have been assigned a topic like current trends in linguistics or current trends in Malayalam linguistics. As we are hearing a lot of discussion on different aspects of current trends in linguistics, as well as 2 days before we were hearing about the current trends of research in Bangla language. And all we know that what is research and what is methods. This I prepared for a group of students who are there to listen on different aspects of research methodology and research the topic. But right now I am skipping all these slides because all these very learned scholars are not required this topic. So right now, research design is different from what the research design earlier we had in our MA classes or PhD classes. Now the research design proposals are different from what is happened some time back, because at that time we were interested in describing the language, descriptive study or prescriptive study or grammatical study or describing a particular language variety based on a dialect variety or language varieties spoken at a particular place, something like that. Bishop of dialect, Manamburi dialect, Nair dialect, all these sort of things, dialectology based things, as well as languages spoken at different places or something like that. But right now, the perspective has changed from that aim to a different aim. That is what we are seeing last 2 days. Why we need all these things? Because the time of descriptiveness or prescriptive grammar is over, and we are even far away from the core topic of morphology or syntax. But we are different from, or we have a different approach like morphology or syntax or semantics based on the new approaches or new applications like sentiment analysis, speaker identification, speech identification, and a lot of things are happening. And again, we are going to lesser known languages or endangered language or tribal language, not just for not just for describing language, but documenting the language. Whatever the feature that language has, that we need, because we need the sentiments or the speaker's concern or the speaker itself, all sort of things, because we need a lot of information based on that particular language to apply for AI-based application. You might be hearing all these sort of things like large data language database or huge language database, corpus-based languages, and so many applications. That means okay. So for that, the data we require is based on the outcome what we need, based on what the research output we need. See, as I yesterday told or something like that, I have a student with me who was studying particularly on marriage invitation, wedding invitation. He wanted to study the language of the wedding cards and wedding invitation. Then there are a lot of information which we could get from that particular thing. It is not the description. Maybe the description may be the same thing. We so and so invite you for so and so. But there are a lot of information loaded in with it. Basically, the religion, the community, the class, and the educational qualification. A lot of things are loaded in with that particular invitation. So that means if you are just get something as an invitation, that also has lot of things to say. That sort of things are there. So likewise, each and every data you are required is for that particular application or a collection of information which you can use for different application or something like that. Here is something we called it sampling or something like that. That I'm skipping. Then again, the data has to be analyzed for what purpose. Yesterday's were those days where the data you just collect the data, find out the phonemes, morphemes, or sentence types, and just describe it. Then your thesis is over. You can see a lot of PhD thesis in our library belongs to 70s, 80s, and Professor Padikar sir will be agreeing that. A lot of works just describing the language, descriptive study of particular language or a variety of language, just identify how many phonemes are there, how many morphemes are there. But now it is not that much sufficient. Lot of other information has to be collected because nowadays folk song is very important because folk songs are very popular now. Why that is popular? Because that the language of that folk song itself got a culture as well as so many other aspects which has got some sentiments or something like that which required lot of information related with phonology or phonetics or sort of things like that. Then there are some ethical issues which nowadays UGC is concerned about. Then because earlier where there is no such ethical consideration or validity and reliability or sort of things. Now, right now, if you are a PhD student, you have to appear for an examination or you have to learn something based on the ethics of research and publication. So that means the values has to be considered. The lot of issues related to ethics is has to be considered. The morality, their secrecy, their data has to be collected based on considering the ethical consideration or validity or something like that. Then what is literature review? We have to review what are the earlier works in that particular language, what are the things already there with us, and what are the theories applied there, then we can have a different approach on that, if it is possible. Then data has to be preserved. It is not like that earlier we have to have just a study and the research is over, then the data is not required for preservation. No, now it is required for preservation because others are coming and using that data for various applications. The same data can be used for different applications. As like we used to say that earlier we have only cooked rice, chore, then eat with sambar or something like that. That's over. Now, how many varieties of rice has been prepared? Even with lot of things. If you go to a hotel or some other places, the same rice has been used for different applications. Likewise, data has been preserved for different applications and different approaches or something like that. Then again, conclusion interpretation also depends on what is your expectation, what outcome you have to get from the data or analysis, and what is the real output you want. നെയ്ച്ചോറ് വേണമെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ അതിനകത്ത് ബിരിയാണിയുടെ ഇത് വെച്ചിട്ട് കാര്യമില്ല. So fried rice has to be fried rice. It is different from the nature. It is different from what is called biryani. And biryani also different from dum biryani. Or lot of things are there. So depends on the ingredients or the analysis or whatever it may be. The same thing has been changed to a different product based on the interpretation and all this. Then, as we know that reference citation is very essential. Then here I am just giving a neuro-linguistics and cognitive linguistics. Yesterday also, when we are preparing the syllabus for undergraduate program, these two terms were introduced by the college teachers, cognitive linguistics as well as neuro-linguistics. It is required for third semester or for the third year on, second year onwards. The teachers are demanding, the students are demanding cognitive linguistics as well as neuro. Why? It is needed for the future generation. Yesterday, Ravishankar sir was telling about the lying of linguistics of lying. See, again, these are the sort of things which we need in the present today. Language and technology, or language technology, or computational linguistics, or natural language processing. There are a lot of applications, as I was telling, sentiment analysis, text summarization, text expansion, summarization, and speaker identification, speech identification, lot of things has been there with respect to language and technology or something like that. Then multilingualism and code syncing. It was once discussed this multilingualism or bilingualism with a different perspective than today. Multilingualism, for example, in urban dialectology is very much now discussed. And urban dialectology means the dialect of an urban society where there will be multilingual language variety. Lot of language ingredients will be there. It is not like just like a single language or some English and Malayalam or something like that. No, it will be more than so many other. I mean, so many number of languages involved in urban dialectology or something like that. Again, code switching. We know that the campus languages are very much using this code switching. Then language varieties and language change or something like that. What is happening today with respect to the age group, generation gap, generation, all these things. So a linguist has to approach these issues in a different perspective with a different intention to find out what is actually required for the society as well as what he is having in his mind or what his intention is to uh, brought out the things. Language documentation and endangered language, as I told. This is very much essential, and the government of India is promoting a lot of funds for documentation, which not as like what happened yesterday. It has to collect the entire language data, whatever it is possible, whatever be the possible way you can collect, either by recording, videographing, transcribing, whatever be the way, whatever be the variety of language they have, whatever be the age group differences there, that has to be collected, and the endangered languages has to get preserved so that through applying a virtual reality can be created, for example, for a film or for a cultural program or so many things. This language documentation is helping us. If the language data is sufficient, Any application can be as like, for example, a grown-up man and a civilized man is using a for example, a tribal language. How it will be, for example. These sort of things are applying nowadays, and really a lot of works are going on, particularly Hollywood cinema or Bollywood cinema, even in Indian cinema or so many other applications. This language documentation, endangered language collection is a very important one. This I told you, computation, linguistics and NLP, social linguistics and identity. Again, social linguistics, it is not the earlier days, dialectology and bilingualism. Now, social linguistics is very wide area, language and society, the society of a language, the society's language and language of society. Two approaches. One is linguistics approaching a society, the other way, sociologist approaching a language group. This is the two approaches. Having different approaches, this language will be analyzed, or the society will be analyzed, or society will be evaluated. How a society will be based on a particular language. For example, if somebody is speaking a good language, that means they are educated. If somebody, some society is having some reflection, something like that, that means that society is having a degraded or like sort of things. Language acquisition and bilingualism. Yesterday, again, by preparing a syllabus, educational linguistics is another term used there. That was as elective topic mean for seventh semester BA linguistics. Seventh semester educational linguistics. What the language variety to be used in classrooms. In which way the language model will be used in the classroom so that a better understanding community will be generated. How much the economy of language, because nowadays a lot of people are making a lot of uh, unwanted statements or unwanted usages in languages, and it is appearing daily in newspaper also or media also. A lot of things are happening. So when I was a student, I mean a member in the school curriculum committee and the textbook committee, I was assigned the duty of language economy. If a sentence with 5 words are being used, it can be reduced to four or three. Or if a sentence is having 3 classes, whether it can be reduced to two, I mean, avoiding the repetition or something like that. It needs a lot of application in linguist in developing textbook and educational application. Then language and acquisition, language education, language typology that we have already know, historical linguistics. Still, has a lot of application. Then psycholinguistics, another very important area where linguistics has very potential application, and how a psychic situation is reflected in its language, or how a language variety is reflected his psychic situation or something like that. Both the ways it is approached. And now, again, the part of cognitive linguistics as well as the cognitive science. We are approaching the psycholinguistics with the computational application, like the brain reading and all these things. And psychocomputational linguistics means now reading from your brain. The system will read from your brain what is your thinking, and brain reading robots will implement those things in. That's what we are concerned about psycholinguistics. Then discourse analysis and pragmatic. Again, very important aspects in discourse. Uh, sorry, how language is functioning in different contexts and different expressions. All these things has to be considered. All these things are now discussed in very detail. Then gesture and non-verbal communication, again it is having application like sentimental analysis, speaker identification. Even now, uh, robotic controlled or computer controlled vehicles are there. You can just go through and show some gesture so that it will recognize whether you are you as well as or somebody else is you. Or, uh, you can just go to your car and say, take me to my home. So it will be a GPS controlled car. There is no driver required. It will take something like that. You can just tell, or non-verbal communication, verbal communication. Just as will help the system to. And these are all some of the things, language and identity. Of course, it is one among the topic which I might have told yesterday that linguistic landscaping, where identity is very important. If you go through a road or a college or a university or whatever it may be, if you are seeing a lot of things appear in with different languages, that means it is a multilingual environment or multilingual city. Or if you are having only one language, that means, for example, if you go to the UP or Bihar, you need a other system so that it has to translate the Hindi into your record language. Otherwise, you will be difficult in reading the words which is particularly written in Hindi with even Hindi numbers. You will see that buses are going in number, but that number is written in Hindi digit that you cannot identify. So if you have a system and you just scan it, then it will tell you this is the things or something like that. That sort of things is there. Language and education, environment and linguistics again, how language is reflected in an environment, whether the polished language or rough language or a lot of things. Then neurocognitive linguistics, another advanced area focusing on intersection of linguistics and neurosciences to understand the how the brain process and generate language or something. So, National Institute of Brain Research at Delhi, they are doing this sort of neurolinguistics, neurocognitive linguistic research. Then multimodal communication, again another new area, current area. Communication is happening with the gesture, facial expressions, and body languages or something like that. When I was there in the education department, we were developing a system to evaluate the school also. And I was telling the DP. Sir, we can develop a system to evaluate the drama or uh, dance through computer modeling or something like that. Then at that time he was asking whether it is will be possible. I said, yes, sir, it will be possible because multimedia communication or multimodal communication will come up. And then it was not there. Psycholinguistics research, when corpus linguistics has already advanced a lot. Now, verb as a corpus, verb-based corpus, human-made corpus, keyword corpus, I mean keyboard corpus, all these things are there. Now, verb as a corpus is the thing, so that anything appeared in the verb can be retrieved for corpus application, corpus-based application, like corpus-based lexicon, corpus-based grammar, corpus-based language teaching, corpus-based translation, our language modeling, all these things will be based on corpus linguistics. Digital and computational linguistics, again, and a subdivision in computational linguistics, or digital linguistics is another term. Cognitive linguistics and the embodiment, another area. Presented through sensory motor expressions or all these things. Neurocognitive approaches, then similarly language study, media and communication. Again, yesterday, the paper has to come language and communication, language and media. Two papers are needed. Has to be developed. Otherwise, the number of courses will be less. So the two terms, media as well as communication, has to be two areas, language and media, language and communication. So again, we have to develop two courses for UG program. Cultural studies, again, linguistics appeared in culture or reflected in culture, as well as culture reflected in language. These are some of the areas. Then another advancing and very emerging area is semantic field, particularly lexical semantics. Earlier semantics were just a study of meaning, but now lexical semantics is a very advancing area where each and every lexical item has to be treated separately with a different meaning or different operation or translation, whatever it may be. So lexical semantics is getting more attention by different people. And this sir will be knowing lexical, what is that, word net project were there at IIT Delhi, sorry, IIT Bombay, and it was spread through different universities in Middle and in North India. WordNet. It was an international project, but that has been giving more attention to lexical unit having relation with the different lexical meaning. For example, one is owner, one is manager, one is possessor. All these things have same component, but different meaning with different connotation and different perspectives or all these things. So as like what sir was telling, ഇപ്പൊ ചത്തുപോയി എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാല് that have a meaning, but that chatu cannot be used everywhere. For example, വെള്ളം കുടിച്ചു, ജലം കഴിച്ചു, ദാഹജലം കുടിച്ചു, അതെല്ലാം എല്ലായിടത്തും പറയാൻ പറ്റത്തില്ല. So we have to say or use some words in some particular places. Each and every word cannot be synonymous. Words cannot be used in the same context as it requires some immediate constituents to support it. Otherwise, cannot be used. Once we go into details about all these things, it will be very. The frame semantics, another area in semantics, where one of my students is doing his PhD on using frame semantics, particularly on time and temporal issues, or time and temporal entities in some particular construction. So, that work, it was started. We were not expecting that much outcome. But now, for example, even the word 24 hours in Malayalam, for example, നമുക്ക് 24 മണിക്കൂറിന് 24 ടേം പറയാൻ പറ്റിയെന്ന് വരത്തില്ല. പക്ഷെ some language have 24 particular entities for particular 24 hours. For example, നമ്മൾ അതിരാവിലെ, രാവിലെ എന്നൊക്കെ പറയാമെന്നുള്ളതല്ലാതെ മലയാളത്തിൽ നമുക്ക് കൂടുതൽ പറയാൻ പറ്റത്തില്ല. അതേസമയം അറബിയിലാണെങ്കിൽ ഫോർ എക്സാമ്പിൾ സുബഹ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ നമുക്ക് മനസ്സിലാവും, ഫജർ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ മനസ്സിലാവും. പക്ഷെ സുബഹും ഫജറും ഒന്നല്ല. തുടങ്ങി അങ്ങനെ രാവിലെ എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ഈ 5 മുതൽ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ 4 മണി മുതൽ 8 മണി വരെ വരുന്ന ആ സമയം രാവിലെ എന്നുള്ള പദമാണ് ഉപയോഗിക്കണമെങ്കിലും അതിന് ഓരോന്നിനും ഓരോ പദങ്ങളുണ്ട്. അതേപോലെ വൈകുന്നേരം എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ഒരു പദത്തിന് 3 മണി മുതൽ വൈകുന്നേരം എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ് 6 മണി വരെ നമുക്ക് വൈകുന്നേരം ഒരൊറ്റ ടൈറ്റിൽ നമ്മൾ പറയേണ്ടി വരുമ്പോൾ അറബിക് പോലുള്ള ചില ലാംഗ്വേജുകളുണ്ട് 4 മുതലുള്ള ടൈമിന് പ്രത്യേക പദമുണ്ട്, 4 മുതൽ 5 മണി വരെയുള്ള പ്രത്യേക ടൈമുണ്ട്, ഇതൊക്കെ പറയുന്നത്. അങ്ങനെ നമുക്ക് ലാംഗ്വേജുകളെ പറ്റി പഠിക്കാൻ പോകുമ്പോൾ ഈ ഫ്രെയിം സെമാന്റിക്സിനകത്ത് it gives a lot of information. ഇത്തരത്തിൽ നമ്മുടെ കണ്ണ് തുറപ്പിക്കുന്ന പല ഘടകങ്ങളും ഈ Okay, no problem. Sometimes you have to take something in English. My Malayalam also. Okay, that is frame semantics. Then forensic phonetics. Earlier, sir was telling about forensic linguistics. Now it is forensic phonetics. Forensic phonetics means non-production itself will be identified for phonetic identification. Forensic identification. So forensic linguistics is a big area where forensic phonetics is another small separate area. Something like that. Phonetic syntax will be there. Forensic syntax will be there. Forensic semantics will be there. All these sort of things will be there in discussing the things. Then translation, interpretation, analysis. Again, translation was earlier as just a process. Now translation and interpretation analysis. That means translation criticism, translation evaluation. Another very much good area For example, I was just in the morning I was reading a lesson from Holy Quran, Surah 41. That is called the most merciful, Ar-Rahman. No, sorry, I'm 55. Where balance, balance in the sense ത്രാസ്. പക്ഷേ it is related with connected with the earth. That means don't use balance into the usually the meaning is like this. Yeah. He has raised high and he has set up the balance, mizan of justice, in order that ye may not transgress or due balance. So establish weight with the justice and fail not short the balance. So the balance here is mizan means don't disturb the balance of the earth. This is what the exact meaning is, intentional meaning is, not the balance which you are using for weighing the things and don't do any imbalance in or crookedness in weighing, having giving something through weighing or something like that. That means, keep the earth as itself. Don't dig too much or don't put so many things which filter the balance of the earth or something like. So these are the sort of things because why I am telling you all these things. One of my students was doing research on translation of Holy Quran in English. He has evaluated 5 translation based on different age group in English. So that is the thing, interpretation analysis, and goes like that. So this much I just want to tell. If anybody wants to have any clarification or questions, then I can tell you. Otherwise, a lot of other areas are there. Language affinity, language death, language disorder, language, so many things. Language attrition, language death. All these things are related with purely linguistics. And the thing is that the paper like English literature or all these things is now going to disappear. The communicative English or language skill will be introduced as a skills subject. So the teachers were telling they were not allowed to prepare the syllabus for English language and literature or Malayalam language and literature. It will be a skill enhancement program to make the students better to speak or to write better English. It is a skill enhanced program, not a main subject or core subject or even a minor subject. So studying literature will be
gone. That's why they are switching over from that topic to applied linguistics. So all these things are there. That's why they are, as I told yesterday, even the teachers itself, they are telling, English teachers, they are the members of a board of study, they are telling, sir, we need a course like language and media, language and communication, language and cybernetics, or language and journalism. All these are topics, or even stylistics, narratology, all these things. That means, they are, those are the days will be going from now Shakespeare to something else, and Tennyson or something will be going, and they have to study something related with the language, related something like that, so that they could survive. That is what they fear. In Kerala University, they are not promoting any course like they have to have a course in the something like other subject where the ability to communicate is more important than studying the literary subject or something like that. It will be further, reading, not a core topic in or core subject in BA for 4 year BA program or something like that. That's what I feel. So, but linguistics will be very much there. Now, even language and law is on paper we have introduced the language in law, language in administration. Legal language, legal linguistics. Huh? Yes, of course, it's a domain-based language. Area. For example, Your Honor, I want to place before your consideration or something like that. This is the language of the legal section. And yesterday, one the legal people will approach the linguist to give a variety of language which they huh? But that registry, it is not comprehensible to common man. That's why common man demands a legal document in standard language. May not be within one day it will happen. It will take some time. Of course. Yeah. Yeah. See, now who is leading the or who is ruling the world? So Google. Google will decide. Google will decide what will be the language variety after 2 years or 3 years. Because they are collecting all this information through the media and they are developing every day two new tools which support the local languages. For example, Malayalam. Now, who is depending the online translation? We're just going to the Google and ask something to translate it. It gives very easily. Now, again, now they are coming to the department and they are recruiting some people who are interested in to work with them, or they are giving assignment to, or they are even translation work they are giving. Or one of my student is getting more than 75,000 per month for just a Google consultant, linguist. She's getting for more than 75,000. I don't know how, in which way she has got that contact. Anyway, that sort of work has been going on. She has to work for 3 to 4 hours a day. She's getting an assignment from America and she's doing the analysis and sending back and she's aram se getting the payment. But she has to prove that she has the capacity to work on that area. That's why I'm also thinking. No, no, that's why I am thinking. No, that's why I am also thinking we have to convert this ISTL to an international institute where we can have a lot of linguists appointed as consultant or something like that. New, innovative, and startup initiatives. That's what I feel after retiring from my service in May. I'm planning to switch over to here to start so many projects or something like that, so that it will be an international institute for linguists. If everything goes in that direction, I'm having some plan. If sir permits. Anything more? It's interesting to discuss like this. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, one and all. First of all, I would appreciate the presentation which is completed here. It is thought-provoking, and I hope young linguists can work on it and contribute further. I'm honored to have the opportunity to express my gratitude to you, sir. On behalf of ISTL, I am expressing my thanks to you. Now it's a time for a lunch break, and our next session will begin at 1:45 p.m. Thank you for being with us. Please be online at 1:45 p.m. Thank you.